in terms of the two reservoirs that I mentioned a bit earlier, we have two reservoirs. Mainly your Upper Ngqwarha Reservoir, the one that is currently situated behind me, which is 1 megaliter capacity reservoir, and second one, which is namely VIEDGESVILLE Reservoir, which has a capacity of 500 kiloliters. The reservoirs are at various stages depending on the level of works. This one is at its most advanced stage because, as you can see, the earthworks have been done, the superstructure has been done, the roof soffit has been done as well. As you can see, you have your vertical soffits, which acts as formwork for your roof concrete. So we're just waiting for the technical aspect of it to come to pass, whereby the curing comes to pass after 14 to 21 days, and then they'll be able to strip and then do the necessary aesthetics for the outside of the walls and the exterior of the roof as well.
Challenges?
Some of the challenges we had, we just to outline a bit, if you could see the actual positioning of this reservoir, it forms part and parcel of someone's property. It's within a designated area of the garden. This garden was a garden which was functional. The person used to work the garden on a regular basis. So part of our engagements in terms of the hydraulic gradients, because this position was the best position we could get, we had to engage the community, but more precisely the person which is involved for this property, to get the necessary approvals from him, the chieftaincy, and the local authorities. It was quite a lengthy engagement, but fortunately enough, everything worked out for everyone. During implementation stage, there were a few hindrances in terms of the actual position that we got, but in time that too was also sorted out. One of the challenges we also had was the COVID. COVID took up quite a number of time. It was on minimum 2.5 months, which is 2.5 months in terms of no progress on site. So contractors had to abruptly stop work on the 26th of March and close site indefinitely, up until we got to a stage 3 whereby it was announced that they could come back and resume works. But before they could resume works, we also had to re-strategize in terms of amending our health and safety specifications to meet the COVID-19 regulations, so that we can try and minimize the spread as much as we could. So there's documentation aspect that the contractor needed to comply on, and there's the physical aspect whereby they needed to provide materials, apparatuses, make sure that whatever is on the document, the safety plan, is actually implemented on site. As you can see, there are minimal persons working on site. This is a 1 megaliter reservoir, but for this activity, we only have 3 people here, social distancing with masks on. So these are some of the challenges we had to try and work within this changed environment. Over and above this, we also had a challenge of material, whereby we had your PVC pipes, which is one of our biggest suppliers. They confirmed that they had to close down the biggest warehouse, whereby they were manufacturing this PVC from your raw materials. And after that, we also had a shortage of raw materials. Once the plants are operational, we do not have materials to process them from these plants which were being maintained. So that caused quite a huge backlog as well. But we also have documentation to prove that. So yeah, but in terms of actual work, we are quite satisfied with the rate of progress to date.